So in our last class we winded up the unit 3, that is aberration. So we learned the different types of aberrations that are possible, and we also learned the problems regarding to that chapter. So in this class we are going to start the new unit, that is unit 4. So it is dynamics of a charged particle. So this is again a new unit. So dynamics of a charged particle. So this unit is comparatively small unit. So it has got only 4 sections. So in first section we learned charged particle in a uniform electric field, and in second part we learned energy acquired by the charged particle, and in third we learn motion of a charged particle in a uniform transverse electric field, and last we'll learn charged particle in a constant uniform magnetic field. So in this chapter you will learn both electric field and a magnetic field, and this chapter will briefly explain you what is the dynamics of the charged particle when it is kept in a uniform or non-uniform electric field or magnetic field. So let's start the first topic. So here the first topic is charged particle in uniform. So uniform can also be written as static electric field applied along the direction of the particle motion. So what this headline says, so you have a charged particle in a uniform electric field. So you have uniform electric field. So let's suppose this is a uniform electric field. So uniform electric fields can be denoted by the straight lines. So that gives you the uniform electric field. So you have a charged particle in uniform electric field, and this is applied along the direction of the particle motion. So here is your particle, and the direction of this particle, charged particle, is similar to the direction of electric field. So this is the topic, and in this topic we'll learn what will happen if a charged particle is kept in the direction of electric field. So this is for uniform electric field. So if someone denotes the field like this, and this gives the non-uniform electric field. So there are basically two charged particles, so plus Q and minus Q. So plus Q is positive charge, positively charged particle, and minus Q is negatively charged particle. So in an atom, if you remove an electron from its outer shell, then it can create a positive charge. So let's suppose you have a lithium atom. So lithium has got 3 electrons. So there's one outer electron which is revolving in the atom. Now if you remove this one electron which is present in the outer shell of the lithium atom, then there creates a positive charge. So there will be loss of one electron from the lithium atom. So hence lithium gets plus charge. So then you can write Li plus. So for the same atom, if you add one electron to its outer shell, then the lithium atom acquires negative charge. So these are plus and minus charge. So now this is kind of basics. So now let us jump to this topic, charged particle in a uniform electric field which is applied along the direction of the particle motion. So for this topic you need to have first charged particle. So let Q be the charged particle, and this Q is kept in an electric field. So there is an electric field. So in that field a charged particle Q is kept. So now, so if you have this kind of system similar to this, then we can define what is the force that is experienced by this unit charge when this is kept in a uniform electric field, because they have already mentioned here the charged particle is in uniform electric field. So now we can calculate what is that force that is being experienced by this charge when it is kept in uniform electric field. So if you go and keep any charge in a uniform electric field, so there will be a force that directs this charge in the direction of electric field. So the force will also be in this direction. So now let us calculate what is this force. So force on this charge can be written as E is equals to F by Q. So F will be what? EQ. So this unit charge Q experiences a force F when it is kept in a uniform electric field. So now you have the formula for electric field also. Electric field is force per unit charge. So the unit for this will be what? So force is Newton, charge is Coulomb. So now I can write electric field as Newton per Coulomb. So electric field is equals to F by Q. So with that we can write the unit for the electric field, and this electric field and the force is a vector quantity. So we should write the arrow mark on top of the vector quantities. So here I have written the arrow mark on electric field and the force. So now force experienced by that charged particle in electric field can be written as F is equals to EQ, or F can also be written as QE. So the direction of this force, so whatever the direction of this force will be in the direction of this electric field. So the force that is experienced by this charge will be in a direction along the direction of electric field. So what we can say, the direction of force is in the direction of electric field. So the direction of force is in the direction of electric field. So if the above charges positive charge. So if you have a positive charge, then the direction of force will be in the direction of electric field. So if, let's suppose, this charge is negative charge, then the direction of force will get reversed. So the direction of force will be opposite to the direction of electric field. So when charge is negative, the direction of force will be opposite to the direction of electric field. So this is the basic thing that you have to understand. So what is E, what is F? So now what will happen when the field is applied? So when you apply the electric field or a charge, then this charged particle will get accelerated uniformly in the direction of field. So for that we can write, so whenever you apply a field or the charge, so the particle will get accelerated. So for that we can write, we know according to Newton's law, Newton's law of force, we can write F is equals to ma. So let this be equation 1. So we also know F is equals to QE. Let this be equation number 2. So now I can equate this equation with this equation because the LHS terms are same. So from equation 1 and 2, I can write ma is equals to QE. So here m is the mass of the particle, a is the acceleration of the particle, q is charge of the particle, and e is electric field. So a, acceleration, is a vector quantity, so acceleration has got a direction, so hence we have to write arrow mark on top of acceleration. Now I need what is that uniform acceleration of the particle. So I can write A is equals to QE divided by L. So I am writing equation in terms of A because we need to find how the particle is accelerated uniformly in the given field. So field means electric field. So here we are using the electric field. We are not using the magnetic field yet. So hence we got A is equals to QE by M. But we know that A is what? Rate of change of velocity, dv by dt, and velocity is what? Velocity is rate of change of displacement. So velocity is dr by dt. R here represents the displacement. So if I substitute this dr by dt in v, what I'll get? D by dt of dr by dt. And this gives d square r divided by dt square. So you are writing acceleration in terms of the displacement of the particle. So you might have learned this conversion in your +1 +2. So this is a simple conversion. You need to write acceleration has a rate of change of velocity and velocity has rate of change of displacement. Substitute this velocity in this equation and write acceleration in terms of the displacement. Now let us substitute this in the A. So A can be written as d square r divided by dt square, which is equals to QE by M. Clear? So now I can write this d square r by dt square as d by dt of dr by dt. So d by dt of dr by dt is equals to q by m e. So I have written d square r by dt square as d by dt of dr by dt, which is equals to q by m multiplied by e. So now this d multiplied by dr by dt is equals to q by m e. This t goes to the right hand side, dt. I have not done anything, so I have just sent the denominator term in a left hand side to the right hand side. So this is again a equation. So now I need equation in terms of velocity of the particle. So to eliminate this d, I can integrate this equation both sides. So by integrating the equation on both sides, integrate the equation on both sides. So what you will get, so if you integrate, then d will get cancelled. So this d will not get cancelled, there is a t here. So this d will get cancelled. So integrate d multiplied by dr by dt, which is equals to q by m e integration of dt. So here dt is the variable, so we are taking integration of dt. So as I said, this d and integration will get cancelled. What remains is dr by dt. And so q by m e. And what is integration of dt? Integration of dt is t plus c. C here is integration constant. So whenever you do integration, so you should keep the integration constant c. So now you got another equation in terms of dr by dt. So dr by dt is equals to q by m et plus c. But we know that dr by dt is what? It is velocity. So here I have written v is equals to dr by dt. So if you substitute this in this equation, then you get v, that is velocity of a particle, is equals to q by m multiplied by electric field multiplied by time plus c. So this gives the velocity of the particle. So here c is what? C is the constant of integration. So now let us consider, or let us imagine, or let us assume at time t is equals to 0, velocity of particle is equals to u. So u gives what? Initial velocity of the particle. So at time t is equals to 0, the velocity of a particle can be written as u. So u means initial velocity of a particle. So before applying the electric field, whatever the particle has got a velocity can be written as u. So if you substitute t is equals to 0 and v is equals to u, then what you will get? So v is u is equals to q by m e, t is 0 plus c. So this term will get cancelled. So this term goes off. So now from this I can write c is equals to u. So the integration constant is equals to the initial velocity of the particle. So this we have to substitute in this equation. So what is our equation? V is equals to q by m. So q by m et plus c. So here you have to substitute the value of c. So we got c is equals to u. So by substituting we get v is equals to q by m et plus u. So this is again equation. So velocity, we are writing the velocity of a particle in terms of the initial velocity. Now this equation, so which equation? So the dr by dt is equals to q by m et plus c, which we saw, can be written as, so dr by dt is equals to q by m et plus c. So this equation can be written as dr is equals to q by m et, so this dt comes to this side, so dt plus c went off and we are writing c as u, so now u dt. So what I have done, I have just sent this dt to the right hand side of a equation. So now again you have a dr here. So to eliminate the differentiation, we need to take the integration. So integrate the above equation. So by integrating, what do we get? Integration of dr is equals to integration of q by m et dt plus integration of u dt. So I can write this equation as integration of dr is equals to q by m e integration of t dt plus u integration of dt. So now let us integrate this equation. So integration of dr will be equals to r. So q by m is constant. So here you have integration of t. Integration of t will be what? T square divided by 2. How? Because if you integrate this t, you can write t to the power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. So that gives t square divided by 2 plus you have u. So integration of dt will give t. So let us write this equation as 1 by 2 q by m et square plus ut. So you have the displacement of the particle in terms of time and initial velocity. So r is equals to half q by m et square plus ut. So now after integration we need to put the constant. So this constant be c1. So final equation is r is equals to half q by m et square plus ut plus c1. So now let us assume again at time t is equals to 0, the position of the particle is given by r naught. At time t is equals to 0, the position of the particle is r naught. So let us substitute this in a above equation. So what we will get? R. So you have R. So now we have to substitute T is equals to 0. So the position is R naught. So now R naught half Q by M E. So 0 square plus U0 plus C1. So these two terms will get cancelled. So this goes off and this goes off. So what remains is R naught is equals to C1. So now let us substitute this R naught is equals to C1 in this equation. So then what we will get? So we have to substitute R naught is equals to C1 in this equation. So then I can write R is equals to half Q by M E T square plus UT plus R naught. So this is the displacement of the particle. displacement of a particle when it is kept in a uniform electric field. So here you have this equation. So this equation is a general equation. So this equation is general equation. So you can apply it whenever, so, and whatever the direction of the UNEB. So, and this is the final equation. So that means when a position of a particle is r0 at time t is equals to 0, then we get r is equals to QE by 2m t square plus ut plus r0. Now I have a charged particle which is at rest on the origin of the coordinates. So before that, let us represent this equation in a diagram form or in a vector diagram. So this here is ut and this direction is for half QE by mt square, and this is the initial direction. So then final direction of the displacement of the particle will be this. So this can be represented as A, B, C, D. And here AD is the displacement vector r at any time t. So AD is what? Displacement r at any time t. So now let us see what will happen if the charged particle is at rest. So if the charge is placed at rest on the origin of the coordinates, then we can write u initial velocity will be 0 because the charged particle is at rest. And if this is 0, then r0 initial displacement will be again 0. Then the last equation which we learnt, that is r is equals to QE divided by 2m t square plus ut plus r0 will be equals to what? So r0 is 0, u is 0. So r is equals to QE by 2m. So if I substitute, r is equals to QE divided by 2m t square plus 0t plus 0. So these two terms will get cancelled. So what remains is r is equals to QE divided by 2m t square. So the position of the particle when it is kept at the origin of the coordinates, and that particle should be at rest. At that time we can write r is equals to QE divided by 2m t square. Similarly, so we had another equation. So another equation was V is equals to QE divided by m t plus u. So this is r and this is velocity. So if initial velocity is 0, then what will be the final velocity? V is equals to QE divided by m t plus 0. So I can write V is equals to QE divided by m, which is multiplied by t. So this is again another equation or equation of a equation for the velocity of a particle when it is kept in a uniform electric field, and here the condition is what? The initial velocity of the particle should be equals to 0. So at that time we get v is equals to qe by mt. So if the initial velocity and the position is 0, then we get r is equals to qe by 2mt square. So this is the charged particle in a uniform electric field, and this field is applied along the direction of the motion of the particle. So this is the first topic that we have learnt in this lecture.